So we finally have early access to Rogue inside Marvel Rivals, and we're going to go over which heroes she can steal abilities from and which abilities she can actually steal. First up, we've got Hulk or Bruce Banner, and we're able to steal his clap ability, which deals damage. Now, it doesn't matter which form of Hulk you steal from, but you get the same ability every time. Next hero is Punisher, and you try and steal his ability, but you don't really get anything but a damage boost because he doesn't actually have any powers per se, so you can't really steal his gun off him. Next up is Storm, and when you steal Storm's ability, you can get her damage boost and her movement boost. If you use her damage boost, as you can see, it applies to your standard attacks and also applies a lightning strike to them as well. Next up is Loki, and the one we seen in the trailer was that you get his regeneration domain where you can heal yourself up through this, and then you can use the rest of Rogue's abilities as well. Next up is Doctor Strange, and this one we seen in the trailer where you could steal his shield. You could turn it on and off, absolutely, you could do that and use it very similar to the way Doctor Strange does, but you do have a cooldown, so just keep that in mind when using this. Next up we have Mantis, and as you can see here, we've got Mantis's sleep. That's what you can steal from Mantis, and it's actually a pretty good ability to be able to steal from a hero like this. Next up we've got Hawkeye, and again, because Hawkeye doesn't actually have any powers, you just get a bit of a damage boost really, and that is pretty much it. Next up is Captain America, and we don't really get much from Captain America besides now we have 800 HP for the whole duration of this cooldown. So it's still pretty important to use this ability because getting 800 HP in the middle of a brawl can be very useful for Rogue. Next up we have Rocket. We don't get much in the way of abilities, but we do get some self-healing, which is what you get standard across the board for every strategist, but this can actually bring you almost to full HP, especially if you've only taken about half damage, but you don't get any abilities. Next up we've got Hela, and stealing Hela's abilities gives us her orb, which sucks enemies in and deals a bit of damage to them, and as you can see there, we also get a damage boost as well. When it comes to Cloak and Dagger, if we steal from Dagger first, we do actually get our shield bubble that you can stand in and heal yourself up as well as your teammates, which is actually pretty powerful if you think about it. But if you actually steal from Cloak, what you actually get here is his blinding wall, which deals a bit of damage and blinds the enemy, which can again be very useful, especially since you're a brawling style character. Next up we've got BP, and when we steal BP's abilities, we get just a damage boost, and that is it. Obviously Black Panther is known for his damage boost, so that is pretty straightforward. When it comes to Groot, another one we've seen in the trailer where you can actually use his Ironwood wall, which I just think is absolutely ridiculous. Maybe we should have got one of his other walls, but the Ironwood wall is pretty crazy, to be fair. When it comes to magic, what we're actually able to get here is her teleport ability, and you can leave behind the Demon's Rage as well on top of that if you really wanted to. You only get one use of this though, so make sure you use it wisely. Next up we've got Moon Knight, and stealing Moon Knight's abilities, we get again just a damage boost. We don't get anything else. I was kind of hoping we'd get an Unk or something, but we don't get anything like that. So when we steal from Luna, we actually get her freeze ball. So again, that actually got buffed, so now you're actually getting a pretty strong ability with Luna's freeze ball. If we steal from Squirrel Girl, we get her tail bounce. We only do get one of these, but we do get a damage boost at the same time. If we steal from Black Widow, again, we don't get anything but a damage boost because Black Widow has no powers, as we all know. If we steal from Iron Man, I believe we get no powers once again because, again, Iron Man has no powers unless Rogue is able to steal Iron Man's suit. Venom's up next, and stealing from Venom gives us his cellular corrosion, which for being a brawl hero, this can actually be very, very useful for Rogue in my opinion. Stealing from Spider-Man gives us the amazing combo uppercut, which again, being a brawl hero, this works great for Rogue. Stealing from Magneto will give us his self bubble, which can be very, very useful, again, because Rogue's a Vanguard, but she also gets the 800 HP as well. Stealing from Scarlet Witch gives us her bubble ability, which actually got buffed with this update as well, so you can stun enemies in place, and you also get that damage buff as well. Stealing from Thor, we actually seen this one in the trailer. We get the Awakening Rune, which is actually just kind of broken, to be honest with you, because you can use this at any point in time. Stealing from Winter Soldier gives us just the damage buff. We don't get anything else other than a damage buff from Winter Soldier. Stealing from Penny Parker, again, it gives us nothing but the extra HP. As you can see here, we don't get any extra abilities. Stealing from Star-Lord now gives us no extra abilities, but just the damage boost, as you would expect. Stealing from Namor gives us one of his squids. As you can see here, you can put down the squid and it's going to deal damage to the enemy. And as you deal damage, it's going to deal a little bit more damage, which is kind of insane. Stealing from Adam gives us his soul bond ability, which I think is actually very powerful to have two soul bonds. You also get the self-healing as well, by the way, with this one. Stealing from Jeff gives us his bubbles. Now, the only issue I have with this is that they put them all right next to each other. I kind of wish they spread them out a little bit so that it kind of makes a bit more sense to use them instead of using them all at once. Stealing from Psylocke gives us her invisibility and also the damage boost as well. Stealing from Wolverine gives us his rage ability, which can be kind of useful as well. As you can see here, it's going to keep us alive a little bit longer within the fight. From Iron Fist, we are able to now self-heal as well, and we also gain the overshields too, up to a certain amount, as you can see right here. Stealing from the Invisible Woman gives us her force physics, so you're able to push or pull the enemy depending on which one you want to choose. Stealing from Mr. Fantastic gives us nothing but a damage boost. Now, we should have easily have had the Penguin mode in this, in my opinion, because I think that's not too broken. Stealing from the Thing gives us the damage reduction ability, so as you can see, you can pop that, but you can only use it for yourself. It's very different to the way the Thing has it, where you can use it for his teammates as well. Stealing from Human Torch gives us his Pyro Prison, but it's just in a small radius, as you can see here. Probably a lot better than the way Human Torch could actually do it, because it's pretty much instant and no one can react to this. This is probably kind of broken, to be honest. Stealing from Ultron gives us nothing but the self-healing, as you can see here. That's all we get from Ultron. Stealing from Emma actually gives us her diamond form, which I think is kind of broken because Rogue kind of outputs way more damage with her other abilities as well. Stealing from the Phoenix gives us her secondary fire, which kind of just does explosive damage at range. Not probably the best one in my opinion. Stealing from Blade actually gives us his lifesteal, which is just crazy in my opinion. I don't even know why they added this to Rogue. Angela's up next, and we don't get anything from Angela besides the extra HP for being a Vanguard. So as you can see here, we don't get anything else. Stealing from Gambit gives us the Spades deck, so as you can see here, we can either raise or flush with this, and it also does the anti-healing as well, which is crazy. Stealing from Daredevil actually gives us the ability to use his Sonic Pursuit on an enemy at least one time. As you can see here, we could use the Sonic Pursuit, and it works really well. And finally, stealing from Rogue gives us nothing, essentially, besides the Vanguard extra HP boost, as you can see at the bottom. A couple of things I want to discuss about this ability. So for example, when it comes to Thor, you can see you've got a cooldown on the right hand side, but you could pop the Awakening Rune at any time within that time. But if you've ran out of your cooldown, it will end early for you. So make sure you just keep that in mind when you're using specific abilities. The other thing as well is the balancing of this ability itself, right? For them to balance this ability is going to take a lot of effort and maintenance on the character of Rogue. And they have obviously designed this character with all the previous heroes in mind because they were ahead of schedule in terms of designing each character, of course. So maybe she's not broken at the moment, but maybe she is actually, depending on which one of these abilities are actually going to be kind of broken for her. And I think the Human Torch one is pretty strong, if I'm being honest. And they're going to need to decide on kind of like the weaker abilities of each of the heroes in the game that they're going to give these abilities to, especially when it comes to new heroes after Rogue, and those heroes that they need to decide on what abilities they want to give to her. Obviously, I'm kind of glad that they never allowed us to choose what abilities we want from those characters, because I think that would have been incredibly broken. But like I said, they're going to need to find a way how to balance this correctly, especially with the newer heroes that will get added in after Rogue in Season 6, for example. But if you enjoyed this video, you learned something new, don't forget to subscribe, as we will be making way more early access content on Marvel Rivals with Rogue. And thank you very much for watching.